Ready to join us today? Lydia?
I already sent the link to the WhatsApp.
Okay. Oh, the link I forgot to invite. It's actually the same link. Okay, never mind. So how about the assignment? Have you all discussed topic at least?
Yeah.
You all have decided the topic already, yeah? Good. So what's the
Same.
topic of that? The topic that you choose?
Same like the SID using the
Yeah, so what's
bus ticketing system.
the ticketing system? Okay, good. Something new. But the concept is still almost the same like your cinema ticketing system lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we wait for another 2 minutes. If Farah is in, okay. Hi Farah.
Hello.
Hello Farah. The line okay, ah?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you all can hear me clearly, today?
Yeah.
Can.
Okay, good. So for chapter 2, user interface design. Okay, this is an important part as well. Design later on in your assignment later on. Okay. For the objective, use the text boxes. You may have more text box in one form. Depends on what's the purpose of it lah. Okay. And then boxes, radio button, boxes. So you have to use it effectively. Okay. And you can also set the border style property to make the control appear flat or 3D. Select the multiple control and move them. You can align them. You can also set the common properties for all these controls. Project easy for the user to understand. Okay, make sure that's user friendly. And operate by defining access key. Access key like normal keyboard access key, because everyone really like to use the mouse. They may use the keyboard. How to do that? To define the access key, and accept and cancel button as well. And when you press, what will happen? When you press enter, what will happen? Okay, all these are controlling the tab sequence. If they are using the tab to move here and there, which one you want to reach first? Which one you want to focus first? Okay, if you're using the tab. So resetting the focus during the program executions, causing the tooltips to appear. Once you point to something, then it will show you some idea there. That's the tooltips. Also to clear the content of the text boxes and labels. How to clear that? Change the text color. Program executions, you can do that as well. Put multiple statements for one control using the with and end with statement. So when you have one control with multiple statements, so how you can use this with and end with statement, so that instead of you come up with so many repeated details there. Concatenate the string, you will know how to find the string as well later on. And also make a control visible or invisible at runtime by setting. Sometimes you may need something to make it visible if you click on something. Sometimes you want to make it so you can set. So what's the purpose again? So the more controls here available in different tabs. So you have a lot of controls, so you can browse all Windows forms to see what are those controls actually use up, design your user interface. A form can have several different types of controls here, such as all these text boxes, group boxes, check boxes, radio button, picture boxes. So some of it you already deal with it last week, okay? And then this picture also you ever this figure here you also ever deal with this figure last week with different type of control. Okay, so for the text box, always allow for user input. Okay, when you need something from user, when you want to ask for the user key, you use the. Okay, so the text property, what is displayed in the text box? What user entered in text box. So in this case, for example, here you can set the text. You can fix the text. On if you want to change it or certain for different cases, different conditions that you want to go through. You want the user to select different conditions in text. You can do that as well. Okay. So text alignment, you can align as well the property or horizontal alignment, dot left or any alignment that you want to adjust. Okay, control alignment of text in the text box. Here you want to align this text box, text message, align it horizontal alignment left. You can put it right. Or any adjustment is more user friendly. There is no right or wrong if you come out with your user interface only friendly or not. But to answer the questions set in the test or the exam, definitely you have to follow the questions asked. But for the design, is up to your creativity. Okay. So in this case, you can set the text, you can set the alignment, mask text box. So this mask property is actually for you to set already. You have a certain format. Okay, you have a certain fixed format for whatsoever key user. Because if you don't set this type of text box, one is actually fall under another control. Consider another control. You can find out from the toolbox again. So if you want to fix a certain data format, especially when you ask for the user key in, because sometimes if you don't set the format, user may key in different type of format. So this mask text box will actually make sure user key in the right value, and only proceed. Okay, then only will proceed. So you can specify the format, mask property of the data required of the user. So for example, here you can select a mask for the zip code, the date. You know already the date can be so many different type of format. So you can set all this. The phone number also, or social security number, or any kind of fields that you think you need to set format for that. Do the user key in. Okay, so at runtime, the user cannot enter characters that do not conform to the mask format. They must enter correctly. Okay. So this is the example for the mask descriptions. Okay, the formats that you have for different descriptions. You can also customize it. You can also customize map, and you can set it. Okay. It can be set to get the right or correct information from the user. And also for the rich text, this is a specialized form of a text box that allow formatting property. So it's more rich formatting lah. This rich text box with this format .rtf. So the text is properly formatted. When you have something like you want to set for the book, you want to set for the italic, different color, or whatsoever format that you set to that particular text, then it's good that you load .rtf. Okay, you can save it as .rtf. Then you can later on load this file. Okay. So this is actually the container. Okay. Container that contains the other control. Okay, if you want to group certain controls, some of the controls together, a certain collections or a group, we use a group box first. Okay. So normally like radio button checkboxes, okay, we put a group box for that. So this will actually improve readability of form, separating the control into logical groups. Make sure it's logical groups you group together. Okay. To gather the student details. And normally you will have a group box start with the student name, followed by the student contact number, student ID, and so on. All about students. That's a logical group. You don't suddenly put in something else. Okay. Example names for the group box. For this short form for the group box here, we can naming for the group box, GRP. If that's it, there's a group box for the color, there's a group box for the style, you can just name it in this way. Checkbox. What's the difference between the checkbox and radio button? One can just simply tell me what's the difference between the checkbox and the radio button. Anyone?
What?
The main difference for this checkbox and radio button.
Sorry, not clear.
Oh, not clear. Hold on. The difference between checkbox and the
Oh.
So one is actually for the checkbox, you can select.
Multiple.
For the checkbox, you can select more than one. For the radio button, you only can select one. Okay, so just to remember that, it's the main difference between the checkbox and radio button. I wonder whether you can hear me clearly at this moment.
Okay, Nadi.
Can okay. So you have to choose to use whether checkbox or the radio buttons based on again the purpose of it, the logic of it lah. Okay, so for the check property, check, when it is checked, it means true. Okay, when it is unchecked, it means false. So use the text property for the text you want to appear next to the box, the text property. An example for the example name for this checkbox can be the bold, the italic, or any other things you think is suitable to use the checkbox control. Okay, by using CHK, CHK. Okay, for the radio button, user may select only one in any group. Okay, one only, yeah. So first create a group box and then create each radio button inside a group box. Again, for this check property, yeah, for the radio button here, when it is selected, it means true. When it is unselected, it means false. So the text property again is displayed next to the radio button. So you have a button there, but don't put any text property, or if you have a checkbox there, if you don't put any text property there, I don't know what is that. You must come with radio button, or the checkbox must come. Otherwise, you also don't know how to. Okay. Example names for the radio buttons here. Okay, for the radio buttons with RAD lah, RAD. Then some what are you doing now? So this one is on the colors. Okay, so you just give a property whenever you do control. The box to display lah, and definitely it contains the image. So the image property, you can set the extensions. You can actually can type all these type of extensions, all these type of format. Okay, accepting format. PNG, GIF, JPG, JPEG, and so on. So you have to first add your image to the project resources. So this part later on, you can check. You can check once you open up your what we call that, the book. You can see that there's a place for you to check in. This once you click on the My Project, the left hand you can see the resource. So which means that if you need extra resources from outside on this project, okay, you can assign it. So you can put in the images to this resource, to these resources. Then later on you play with that. So this will be one of your questions in the exercise or demo, or the going to deal with this type of images later on. So picture box control. Several useful properties here, such as the size mode property. So you can use the stretch image. So this stretch image will cause the picture to be resized to match the size of the control. How big you drag for the picture box, and what will be the size it will stretch that particular image on. So visible property here, set it to true or false. Depends on what's the statement. Set to false if something. So when it's set to false, definitely to visibility cannot see already. Set it to true. Yes, you can see it. Okay, for the border and styles here, most control can appear to be 3D or flat. So label, text boxes, and picture boxes, all these all have the border style property. You can set it to different style here, either none, fixed, single, fixed 3D. So the default for this text box is always to fixed 3D. Later on, you can play around with this. You can just simply check some text box, a label, a picture box, and you set it to different style here and see what's the difference with none, fixed, single, or fixed 3D. And now create a picture box control. Display an enlarged icon and appears in a 3D box made up a name that conforms to textbooks naming conventions. Make sure you use the proper naming conventions. You can pick any picture, like you don't need to be definitely enlarged icon or whatsoever icon. You can just try it out any picture, okay, and then set it 3D box. It's in a 3D box. So you have to set it. And make up a name that from you have to name this picture. You have to give this picture a name. Now what you want to set to the bonus. Now what you need to set for the size mode, what you need to set the visible, whether true or false. And you want to do it now? Try your Visual Studio. Every time before we have class, you just try to open up your Visual Studio, your vv.net, because time to time we have this exercise. If you don't have, then you just you play around with the demo file later on. So you get ready with this vv.net all the time. And you now create your picture box and then show me after you've done it, class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You like 10 to 15 for this. If you can finish later than that, you just let me know.
To show the image earlier.
You just tell me what's the name that you set for that picture, and then your border style, what you need to set, and also for the size mode and visible. And you show the picture. That's it. Just run it. done with it?
Well, no, miss.
Yes, okay. Noel, finish already?
Okay.
Okay. What about Kelvin and Farah? That's not normal. Okay. So here you try out the different setting for the water style and see what's the different. Different when you set it to different style there. Okay. So that later on when you need to deal with the image, you can choose the best way there. Huh? Okay, good. So maybe you can change your visible to false. See once you run it whether you still can see the picture is there or not. Yeah, Kelvin and Farah, okay also can you get it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Get it.
Kelvin okay also. Is Kelvin with us? Hello. Kelvin left the meeting. Maybe the line. Never mind, we can continue. So later on, you play around with the picture again. Different type of setting lah. So this is the line. Drawing a line. So line drawn by using the level control. So line can be used in logos or dividing the screen. To create the look of a line, you can set the following property. In this case, with text, make sure you make it blank. Auto size, make it false. Border style, make it none. Red color, make it entire line colors that you want. Width and height. Okay, width and height located beneath the size property as desired. So you can adjust these properties for the label. Sorry, my dog. Okay, selecting multiple control. If you need to select multiple control at one time, okay, if you want to make it to move together to have the same sizes, you have to do this controller. Okay, you can use shift to select or deselect multiple controls. Use the mouse to drag the selections box around multiple controls. Use the item. If you want to select most of the control on the form, use combinations of these two ways. Okay. So deselect all selected control, click those ways. For you how to select or deselect multiple control when you want to do something similar or something the same, same thing on those multiple controls. Okay. So this is the mouse to drag selections box around multiple controls. You can resize it. Okay, so when multiple controls are selected, each has resizing handle. So when you select already, you can adjust the size of it. Okay. Have select multiple control label and text box. Use the mouse to drag it. So from here, drag to here, something like that. It will give you some ideas how to do this kind of multiple control selections. So far, so good.
Okay.
Then what's working off with the multiple controls, as what I mentioned just now. Okay, so drag a group of selected control to move the entire groups to a new locations at one time. You can move it to somewhere else at one time. Then you can set the common properties. So which means that if you want to set same thing to all these multiple controls, you can set it one time, common properties. So use format menu or layout toolbar. You can align control to each other, make controls of the same size, modify the spacing. Okay, to design the user interface, screen should be easy to understand and comfortable to use. So the best way is to accomplish here, follow industry standard for the color, size, and placement of control. Means that you need to go through with some research, or you have to play around or browse through some website to check through how normally, what's the color they normally put for certain things? What's the size normally they put? The text. What's the order normally they put? There's let's say a menu. So you have to learn all these things. People always get with industry standard. Okay. So which means that if you don't follow this way, have your own way, and let's say in let's say in this case, how home insert this type of menu you can see, plus can you hear me? Yes, you can see all this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which means that if you design later on something similar to the PowerPoint, the forms, the system that you have there, so you have to learn all these type of order, how they arrange it. So what they have under the file, what they have under home, this and that. So all these are the industry standard. So you have to learn to do some research on this. Otherwise, people already familiar with all these type of industry standard. Suddenly you come out with your new system, new applications, but with your own standard. And some of the people may find out it's quite difficult for them to use this system. Then they may opt to others. Okay. So to the user, it could be familiar, comfortable, organized for the group control, not here and there. Suppose you fill up the details, user details, or the student details at the top, then suddenly you ask them to fill up something else, somewhere else in other forms on the page. Okay. So sans serif forms are the best, no face or large. Normally they use sans serif form. So use a gray background for labels, not change. Keyboard accessible. Okay. So normally you need to set all this to make it the user feel comfortable when they look into your user interface. So the keyboard access key here, many people prefer to use the keyboard, and not all the people they like to deal with the fonts. Okay. So for most operations, they rather use keyboard and mouse, or also referred to as hotkey. Underline the letter. Underline later here. This time one, if you ask for the user key in for the name and font, after that, some of the people use pointer, just click on the OK. But some of the people, some of the user, they may use the keyboard. So this OK is just press alternate 4 during runtime. If they want to exit this file, they can just press something like that. So how to do this, you can actually just put in the %, N symbol, okay, N symbol, your text during your design time. Next, okay, normally you put OK there. To make it a hotkey, just put an N symbol, hotkey that you want, or then you put in front of O. If the hotkey here is X, you see underline X, then which means that you should start with E, N symbol, X. So now when I look at this, I know the hotkey is alternate. Okay. Not necessarily every time should be the first character. You also need to do some studies. Normally, the hotkeys they use which word or which character for that particular words. Okay. So this is how you can set. Today we use the standard keys. Okay. So for the accept button and also the cancel button. Identify usually on form by its darker outline. It will respond when you press the enter key. So you need to do some setting at set button. Later on, you can play around with all this. The form accept button property. You can check this. And also forms cancel button. Normally when people press S key, ESC, okay, they press this key, normally what will happen? Normally will exit. So the cancel button property. So when you have a form there later on, make sure you check on the cancel button, set button. So what set button? You want it to respond to press on which button. Like if I enter it, if I press on enter, it show me display, something like that, button display. So you need to set button display and set button. If you want to exit when I press escape, so you set that property to exit, something like that. Okay. So good. Any questions?
No.
No.
Okay, good. Good. So setting the tab order for controls. So this is the one if the user using pen and they are not using mouse to go here and there, they rather use the tab to go here and there. So you can set this tab order as well. Okay. So one control on the form always has to focus. You just to run this system applications and form. So first form, where you want to focus on. Okay, for the user. So not all the control types can receive the focus. Text boxes and button, picture boxes and labels, no focus. No focus. properties here, you can apply applicable only for controls that are capable of receiving the focus. So, which means that once you tap it, it will stop there. So focus there. Focus on that control, either on the text boxes or the buttons. Okay. So whether the control is allowed to receive the focus or not, set it to true. You can set it. Those can accept focus, you can set it to true or false or not. That's up to you. So tab index property determines the order of the focus. Move as the tab key. When you want to focus on item first, control first. So all these can be set up. Later on, you're going to have a tab index property. From there, you can set from 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So which means that the user tab here and there, this tab index will follow the order that you set. And every form you can do that. If you have the text boxes and buttons, you can do all these things. Okay. A tab index, if you set it, then make sure it's not something different with what industry standard have now. Normally how you do it is so from the top to the bottom, from the left to the right. Okay, you should follow that. It's not your own order again. And some more for these controls. Don't set it, no problem. You can design it from the top to the bottom, left to the right. Follow that order. Design later on. You may do a certain control first, then only you go back to the top, or then only you go back to the left. Something with the right first, or you do something with the bottom first, only you go back to the top. And if you don't set your tab index properly, you're going to have here and there. So be careful. So users should be able to use the tab key to move the focus through a form in organized manner. You see, top to the bottom, left to the right. Always do this. It's not your tab focus is at okay for the first thing. And exit when the tab goes to exit. Because you may design this button first. That you cannot stop the designer how they design it. What they want to design first. Okay. They may go for this part first, then only they go for this. They don't set the tab index properly. The tab will focus on first only something you need to fill out. Okay. So the number in tab sequence 0 for first control to receive the focus when the form, the event here for the form load, which means that form is loading when they start to show this form. Okay, so use view menu tab order to start. Okay, so every buttons and also the text boxes you can set it here, set it in the proper manner. Setting the tab index property here. With design window active, you can select view or tab order. View or tab order, or click the tab order button on the layout toolbar. Then you click on each order, each control in sequence to set tab index property of control automatically. Okay, so you check all these whether it is in proper organized manners or not. Okay, then only release your product. Okay, you can set the form screen positions. Set that positions property. Really?
Yeah.
Yes, guess I got some noise here. I'm not sure whether you can hear me. Yes, you can hear. So you can set in a form screen positions and start positions. Normally you set center, default locations, default bounds, center parents. So again, you can play around with this, creating any kind of form later, any size of it later. Then try to set the different positions. Okay. Some of it, like this center parents, you need to have more forms. Later on, it will compare the parents form, what's the locations of it, to do some adjustment there. Center the form on the user screen, set it to center screen. Again, for this type of display, for the system, for a certain system or applications, how they set it. The positions, starting positions. Okay, we can create the tooltips as well. That's a small level display when the user pulls the mouse over the control. Like if I move it here, show some text, show something, some info there. That's the tooltip. So you can add this tooltips control to the forms as well later on. So the new control appears in new pane, component tray that opens at the bottom of the form designer. Once you drag the tooltips control to the forms later on, actually will appear. You notice that normally when you drag and drop the text box, buttons, label inside the form, right? In this case, you can it's actually a paste new pane, new locations. Okay. So after you add the component to your form, each of the form's control has a new. Again, you will have property for you to do setting as well. Okay. So select tooltips on the tooltip property of each control and tooltips command. So shows that if I here, let's say now, once I point my pointer here, the text or comments you want to show to the user, is it under the tooltips comments. Okay. Now you're gonna play with all these. So again, the tooltips control. This is the one. So what I mentioned just now. Normally, when you drag the label, text box, and the buttons, it will be inside the form. But not for the tooltips control. All under a new pane, this at the bottom. Yeah. So clearing the text boxes and label. You can set the text properties equals to empty string, which means nothing there. The empty string here is with the two quotations marks with no space between them. This is the one. You can use the clear method of a text box or set the text property to string empty. So you can do all this by using all this way. All this way. Clear method here is only works for text boxes, but not labels. Clear method only can work for the text boxes. If you want to make sure that it's string for the text for the label, you can do this. You can also resetting the focus. This is instruction point in. You can use the focus or select method. So normally when you do the focus, when you set a focus, will be during the form. After this form is loaded, then you want to focus on which control. You have to do proper selections there as well. Okay, and normally questions will ask as well. This focus, or you focus on which, something like that. Okay, so this is how you can do that. The txt.name. Once this form is loaded, then we'll focus on the text box name. Name txt name here. It straight away point it there, ask the user to key in something there. Okay, to set the check properties of radio buttons and checkboxes, you can select or deselect checkbox or radio button at design or run. So you can set it. These are the first selections. By default, I want to make my red color check true. I don't want to make my display check false or something like that. You can do your adjustment manually as well by apply this coding lah. Okay, and true, check is true, uncheck or unselect or deselect, all these things is false. Okay, let's play with the true or false. You can also make it visible or invisible sometimes. When you click on some button and you want to something disappear, visible here, you can check. You can change it to false. Okay. You can also change the color of the text. Or you can change color, back color. Okay. All these we use the VB color constants from this color class. Color is a class as well. So different colors, that's different object of the color class. Red color, white color, that's the object of the color class. Okay. So you can type the keywords and a period in the view the full color list. Okay. Actually show you lah. So it's a period color. The is a period here. Color. What's the colors that you want to set as a full color for the text name? The color you want to set for this full color of label. Okay, all this can be set. I believe you all can use also deal with all these colors as well, especially when you were in SEM 1 for the web design course. Okay, you do all this as well. So only that now you're dealing with VB.NET. Okay, changing the color of the text. So this one also, you can have the color name you can find out from. You can use that, but make sure again, standard. Choose the best color. Choose the proper color, especially those text or paragraph or sentence that you want to display to the user. Everything like a red color. Red color is actually so you have to choose the best color when the user read on it, they feel comfortable. Okay. But like whatever color, but whatever color is actually you can use it for the testing on it. Okay, changing multiple property control. Sometimes you need to change several properties for a single control. This is the one to use the width and width. If you need to set, okay, let's say in this case, for text title, to set the visible, you need to set the full color. you need to set the focus. You have so many things that you need to set. You can make it by using you can make it simpler by using this with and with, which means I don't need to type a txt title every time. Straight away by using with and with segment. Okay, with this time control, you can set different properties. Finish and with. You can change several properties there. Run efficiently as how you do it in this system. Or run the same thing. So later you don't need to keep on typing. Let's say you have 10 properties you need to set for this txt table. If you don't use this one, you have to come up with so many times, even though you can copy paste. But with this way, it looks more professional, definitely. Concatenate, you can join string together. Use the ampersand and symbol. See that? Symbol and followed by space between the two strings. So you want to display, sometimes you need to combine more than one string or combine a fixed string that you want to, this is the fixed string that you want to come up with. This is the one that up to the user to key. In this case, don't forget to join it. Okay, so just put an ampersand, the space, ampersand, space, followed by what you want to display later on. If you have more, space, ampersand, space, what else? To join, the concept is still the same, it's just to join the string. Okay, continuing long program lines. Sometimes when you have a long program lines, not readable to continue them on the next line. It's too long. Okay, just continue them with the next line. Okay, not readable. Even though your user won't look into your code, but you yourself or another programmer maybe or another designer, and everything is like have from A to Z in one line, then it's quite difficult. You drag here and there. The good programming habits, you always need to test, especially the tab order. Okay, tap it first. See whether your tab going here and there or not, or in order. Set if necessary, changing the tab index property. So provide visual separations for input fields and output fields. Make sure when the user look at it, okay, I need to input something. When they look into some labels, maybe, okay, I know that's for the later on. Like your user, make sure that form can be navigated and entered from the keyboard. For those who are more to keyboard person, okay, simply navigate here and there as well, and use the accept cancel. To make a label maintain its size regardless of the value of text property. Size to false. Otherwise, if you make it auto size to true, your can be funny later on if you didn't adjust it properly. The size can be extremely big, maybe can be extremely small, maybe. Form is too big, your text box or your label is just close, but your form space, a lot of white space here and there. That's not a good design as well. To make the text in the text box first, right, justify or centered, and set this text align property as well. Okay, so this is what you have learned from the chapter, all about user interface. And that's for remember that when you do your design, when you design the form, user, you, for your user. You cannot judge, okay, this is the best. User can judge, oh, this is the best. Yes. Programmers wise, designer wise, on sometimes they may have their own opinion saying that what have to learn this standard. Normally how people do it. How people make it in order, kind of order. You have to learn it actually by checking through, browsing through some web system. Okay, normally how people do it. How they arrange it, color they set it, what font size type normally they use. Main purpose is to make sure user happy with it, user comfortable with it. That's your main purpose. Okay. Class, questions at this moment? What
No.
questions? No,
No.
no. Kevin? Okay.
I think. Okay.
You all have to play around with all the setting lah. I know a lot of new setting there, especially a single control. You may have a lot of properties that you can set. Okay, so just try out different type of setting. Okay, different type of setting or different style. Okay, give the best to the user lah. Best design to the user. That's your main goal. Okay, it's not main goal is to finish your system, your applications. That's it. You have to make sure your user happy with it. So it's a short chapter, all on the design, and I really hope you spend some time to play around with all this type of property setting. Okay, even though that's a drag and drop, I know a lot of things is drag and drop. You can simply set it. You check if I use this now, where is okay or not. Is whole things, whole form when I look at it, is it feel comfortable or not? Okay. So later on when you apply it to your assignment as well, please make sure maybe you can show it to your friends first to see whether your friends feel comfortable. You cannot see our own mistakes sometimes. Huh? We feel that, oh, my design is the best. Okay, when you show it to someone else, who knows, they can give you some ideas, some comments. Oh, the color of your text, your yeah, my eyes is hurting and my eyes cannot tahan. Something like all these kind of comments, simple comments can actually improve your user interface to better. Okay. So if you have no questions, okay, your assignment. Since you have decided to do the bus ticketing system, under this week, you all need to present something, right, for the SAD?
Yeah.
Every week,
Next week.
and you start to present as tasks. So next week, this week, no.
This week.
Oh, okay. So from every week's presentations for the SAD course, you will get more and more idea. Okay. Sure, you applied it to this. Okay. Especially you can think of those database. Sure, you have no time for you to learn the concept of databases because you have learned all this already. Okay, you will need time to learn how to use this VB to create the database, everything already. Just create and then just call the data. Sure, you're really clear with what you're going to do. SAD later. No time for you to go back to the second sem and then drag what you just take out whatsoever database concept that you have learned already previously to apply. In fact, you don't have that time. If you might confused with certain terms or certain concept in the database previously, ask. Okay, please ask. Or for this visual programming, we apply that. We apply that. Okay, so if you don't have questions, again, I think you can use the time now to put out your own proposal. Okay, for this visual proposal that you need to submit in week 5. From your some part of it you can actually recycle to this course to do game system. Okay, some of the details you can actually just get it from there and put it to this proposal. Okay, especially those modules that find out the proper modules that you have system. Any other questions you want to ask?
No.
No, even though regarding the assignment? Yes or no?
Just do like starting only, right?
Yeah, you can start to draft already your proposal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So if you have no questions, how about Farah and Kelvin? Both of you done with practical 1 already?
Yeah. Practical 1 already done.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So for this coming practical, yeah, this Wednesday is. So, is it?
What's on Wednesday?
This type of sum, if not mistaken, type of sum.
It's Tuesday.
Let me double check. Yeah, Thursday, 28 January. Okay. Which day you all can go for the class? Timetable? Replacement because we are not allowed to do the class during the public holiday, even that's online. Which day you all are free which slot with 2 hours? Your timetable?
So replace on Saturday.
Saturday only you're free.
Yeah, because Friday occupied already.
Already means it's actual class or the class because of that class also type of sum also
No, different
actual class.
actual.
Okay, hold on. Monday all occupied also.
Monday.
Let me try to open up your timetable, see whether the one that I have here is or not. Hold on. RST. Monday. Monday you have full law all day, right?
Yeah.
Tuesday afternoon also cannot. Wednesday afternoon also cannot, right? Computer organizations and architecture.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday.
Miss, if like
Friday morning.
next week.
Next week, what do you mean by next week?
Which Friday?
Continue your. Did you register for any COQ class?
What's that?
Register your COQ or not? Day
Haven't.
afternoon?
No.
Register. You didn't register. I mean the COQ class. I did
don't
put
have.
inside the group.
No, because I don't know. COQ the same.
Yeah, I also don't know.
They already take.
please,
They already take first sem.
You take already. You take already, is it?
They
Ah,
take
yeah.
already. I didn't take. I don't want to take. Yeah.
Oh, she means Noel already done like.
Noah and Farrah already done.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that one.
so Kelvin, you register this semester, right?
No. I register next semester.
Also you did.
Next semester.
Next Next year is too heavy, Okay, you just check your own program structure because there's a rule that we cannot have more than 20 credits long semester. Noel, yes.
Miss, will the COQ same only like that? Like the same? Is it the same?
No.
Pidato,
This for the what are the copies you have this semester you made?
Yeah. Is it same one?
Same.
No.
Normally we have 4, but because of the MCO, we can only offer these 2 karate and pilates.
Oh.
Yeah. So usually you have clear already with your COQ. That's it. No, it's only one time. So if that's the case, seems like Friday morning your class at 9:30 until 11:30. You have any other class this Friday?
Yeah. 2 to 4.
2 to 4. Replacement class?
Yeah.
Oh,
COA.
okay. COA, okay. If that's the case, 2 to 4, 9, 11:30.
Miss, really cannot
Yeah?
cannot on Thursday.
Cannot because that's
No.
the MFA rules. We said it already. Public holiday we cannot have class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have to follow law. I also hope we can have the class even if the public holidays is online, but have to follow also lah. Maybe I set it to next Thursday or Friday. Thursday, if I set it to Thursday, maybe I will submit start at 9 to 11 for our actual class, 11 to 1 for the replacement something. Is it okay? Since 2 to 4 you have
Okay.
class SAD, right?
Yeah.
But at this moment, your Friday afternoon for next Friday, not yet, you don't have any class there.
Not yet.
Okay. So I will arrange it and I will inform in the group later for this replacement. So never mind, you can still start with your practical 2 first. Okay, we do our discussions on the next practical class. You need to demo the questions that you have done for the practical 1. Then you use the time to go for your practical 2 to do it, or you can start to do it first. Earlier we can use the time for the demo or some
Okay.
yeah. Any other questions?
No.
No, today we
So
can
far, no.
dismiss. So far, no, No, then we can dismiss now. Any questions?
No.
No, okay. So you can continue to do your you can play around with your chapter 2, all these 2 tips and the demo lah. Okay.
Okay.
You
Okay.
take a look on the demo files. See how they send it. Okay. So I will see you next week.
Okay, Miss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank
Okay,
you,
Miss. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.